So we've had the Model S for about a week now, and it's been a little different from what we're used to playing with the Model X, and maybe also a lot of things that we're not used to because we've generally driven smaller cars or SUVs. So some of the things I go through this video just take with a grain of salt, just because it is, again, my experiences and Ada's experiences. So we're not 100% sure if this is normal with most vehicles, but I mean, for our expectations, I don't think it would be that unreasonable to be able to say that there are some problems that Tesla has that they need to fix still with the build quality of their vehicles. So we were going to be going on a road trip last weekend, but unfortunately we weren't able to because Ashton was sick. So we did gather some clips just by going to the mall. Ada was talking a bit more about the car, so I'm just going to incorporate some of that as well as stuff that I'm talking about right now too. So first thing to say is the Model S is a very, very nice vehicle, but there are definitely a few things that I'm not too certain about. It's more of an identity thing with this vehicle. It is a Tesla, but is it a sports type of car? Is it a sedan, luxury sedan? It's got its own identity, because the thing is, the ride quality for the vehicle is fairly bumpy. And again, this is maybe because we have a loaner vehicle. We've got some all-season 19-inch wheels on the car, which I would think would be a little more comfortable, but it is relatively bumpy. Handling wise is great. It's just like the Model X, maybe even a little more tight, more nimble, which is nice. But one of the things that Ada really doesn't like is the bumpiness of the car, and basically she even says that she bumps her head back and forth against the back of the headrest occasionally when she's driving on the back roads.
I think it's just this car that there are two major things that I don't like at all. Is the wind sound, because they don't seal up properly on the driver's side window. So when you're over 100, which is on the highway, you hear all the wind noise. So that is not quiet at all.
Okay, we're entering the highway again. Just doing another test. Okay, this is wind noise at 70 kilometers an hour. Now we're at 100 kilometers an hour. Other thing you can visibly see is, because the air is coming through from the side here, the window on the side is actually fogging up much faster than the other areas inside the car. I have kind of compensated by making sure some of the wind is actually blowing against that window a bit, but it's a bit annoying when you're trying to look out the side mirrors.
The other thing is the handle on the passenger side doesn't come in.
I know door handles were a big thing on the Model S, having some difficulties opening and closing. We have our self-presenting, so it is supposed to open up when you actually approach your vehicle. Occasionally it doesn't, and on other cases it also doesn't close properly. It has something to do with if the passenger actually opens the door. Something seems to get locked there. I'm not sure what it is, but it is an issue, kind of annoying, a bit scary sometimes too when you're trying to open the door and it won't open, or it's about to close on your hand or something like that. And the last thing with the windshield wipers, it is a loaner vehicle, but because this only has about 3,000 to 4,000 kilometers, I would have thought that the windshield wipers would probably be in pretty good condition still. The ones we have on this car are streaking a fair bit. They're a standard Bosch type of windshield wiper, and sure, I could change it myself, but this is a loaner vehicle. The things we do like about the Model S is that the range is phenomenal. If you're looking for a commuter vehicle that has that range that you would expect from a regular gasoline vehicle, then this is the exact type of vehicle that you'd want to get, because it is very, very reliable in terms of distance, better than the Model X, I would say, and definitely uses less just because the fact it's a smaller vehicle, and it's also a lighter vehicle too. The styling of the Model S is very nice still. It looks very nice from the exterior, and things on the interior also very high premium quality things. Even if the car didn't have the build quality issues that we have on our loaner here, I don't know if we'd actually enjoy driving it just because of the ride quality for the roads, the bumpiness. It's not exactly what I would expect for a luxury vehicle. So some of the viewers were asking me, would I go with the Model X or Model S? Well, I think we're very, very happy with the purchase that we made for the Model X. And for the S, I don't know if I'd even get it as a second vehicle if I had that option. Good thing is that there are a lot more choices coming up in the next few years for different vehicles, both on the entry and luxury level. So definitely looking forward to that, because I think our next vehicle would be another EV. But for now, with the Model S, I would say probably no for it if I did have the option again. The cool features in the Model X is really what got us into the car. Things like the Falcon Wing doors and the self-presenting doors, as well as even the Easter eggs. Those are really the things that separate the Model X from the Model S. But don't get me wrong, all the features that the Model S has are really nice, especially technology-wise. If you're comparing this car against some other luxury vehicles, like for example Lexus, yeah, I would say probably the Lexus vehicles, maybe even BMWs, have much better build quality, Porsches especially too. But the Tesla, again, is a completely different vehicle and in a class of its own. So finally, in conclusion, we bought the Model X for the reasons that I've basically outlined in this video too. So it's not necessarily a fair review for the Model S. Maybe if I never had a Model X, I would really like the S more. All the bells and whistles that we have on the X, I'm missing some of that type of cool features on the S. I really wish that the S had something more there. And again, when we go and start looking at the Model 3, I'm kind of excited about that, but again, it's probably going to be the same type of thing. There's a lot less cool features. If you guys have any other questions or want to see any other content or have any comments, please feel free to write them below, and we'll see you next time.